Well, folks, let me tell you the buzz around Bill Belichick, that legendary NFL coach possibly making a move to the University of North Carolina, UNC, is hotter than a Texas summer day. We're talking rumors that have got the whole sports world chatting, and not just folks who love NFL football, but also those college football fans who swear by their Tar Heels. Now, we ain't talking just any old chatter. This is some serious speculation that could change the game both for Belichick's legendary NFL career and the future of college football. If you haven't heard yet, the word on the street is that Belichick might just take up the reins as the head coach at UNC. While we're all still waiting on the final call, the talk around town says he's all in on this move, with no real interest in going back to the NFL just yet. It's looking like he's settling in, ready to roll up his sleeves, get in the weeds of recruiting, and start building a powerhouse football team at UNC. And with that kind of dedication, you've got to wonder, could this be the beginning of a new chapter for Belichick? Will he turn college football upside down like he did with the Patriots? Only time will tell. But let me tell you, there's a twist to this whole story that's more intriguing than a Cowboys last-minute touchdown. Fans of the Dallas Cowboys, well, they're keeping an eye on this situation too. Belichick's future and how he plans to handle his potential new role at UNC could send ripples through the entire NFL scene. Imagine the impact if he's gone from the NFL. Who steps in next? Could it change how teams like the Dallas Cowboys strategize? The talk of coaches moving between the leagues might open up new opportunities and alter the way things are done in the NFL, especially with the future of coaches like Mike McCarthy on the horizon. Now, as much as we love the talk of college football, we've got to ask ourselves, what does this mean for the NFL and the Cowboys? How does Belichick's potential shift affect the landscape for Dallas? Is it possible that this shift in the coaching scene could open the door for new, bold strategies? You know, the NFL and college football are both high stakes, just like when the Cowboys are in a playoff race. So where does that leave the Cowboys and the future of American football? Now, let's take this a bit further. We're talking about more than just a possible coaching shift. This is a major turning point in both NFL and college football. If Belichick does indeed step away from the NFL, what kind of ripple effect will that have on the entire league? Coaches are the backbone of the NFL. They shape the destiny of franchises, determine the fate of seasons, and even influence how the Dallas Cowboys and other big teams prepare for the future. The Cowboys themselves have always been a team that thrives under strong leadership and sharp coaching. What if Belichick, with his unparalleled football IQ, decides to bring his genius to a college program? Could it redefine what's possible at the college level and influence how future NFL coaches are chosen? After all, if he can turn UNC into a contender, maybe it's time for NFL teams to rethink how they approach the hiring process. The potential outcomes are more than just intriguing, they're transformative. Whether you're a Cowboys fan or not, the movement of big-time coaches is something you've got to keep your eye on. It's all about who's calling the shots and whether they've got the right stuff to bring in a new era of greatness. Well, folks, let me tell you, things ain't all wrapped up just yet when it comes to Bill Belichick and that contract with UNC. Yeah, there was a commitment back on December 11th, but it ain't official until that pen hits the paper. And as of now, that hasn't happened. Now, this might seem like just another bureaucratic holdup, but there's more going on behind the scenes than meets the eye. There's some legal gray area that's got folks speculating what's taking so long. Could it be internal talks or something with the lawyers? Hard to say, but this delay ain't just a paperwork shuffle. If Belichick pulls out, or if things go south with UNC, it could lead to some real complications, especially when it comes to breaking contracts or payout issues. Now, let's take a minute to talk about the Dallas Cowboys, because that's where the rumors are buzzing lately. There's a lot of chatter going around about whether old Bill Belichick might be looking to head back to the NFL after all this UNC business shakes out. Let's face it, the man's one of the best to ever coach in the NFL, 6 Super Bowl rings, and a track record that speaks for itself. Some say he might be looking to return to a team like the Cowboys. Oh yeah, you heard me right. We've all seen the pressure Jerry Jones is putting on the Cowboys, especially with Dak Prescott's contract situation. Could Belichick see this as his next big opportunity with a talented QB like Prescott and a team that's been close but not quite there? It's a mighty intriguing thought if you ask me. Now don't go thinking this is just a wild rumor. There's legit chatter about Belichick and the Cowboys' job, or maybe even a gig somewhere else in the league. The Jaguars with Trevor Lawrence might be another destination, but the Cowboys? That's got everybody talking. You've got to wonder what's keeping him from locking things down with UNC. Is there a chance Belichick could come back to the NFL and try to win that elusive seventh ring with a fresh squad? To me, it's looking like the door is still wide open for old Bill, and he's going to weigh all his options carefully. If the right opportunity pops up, there ain't no reason why we won't see him back in the NFL sooner than later. Here's a deeper dive for you. If we're going to talk about Belichick and his potential return to the NFL, you've got to understand that this isn't just some random rumor. Folks are starting to connect the dots, especially with the Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys have been close, but they've had a tough time getting over that hump. Between Dak Prescott's deal hanging in the balance and the pressure to bring home another Super Bowl for Jerry Jones, the team is in a prime spot to make a big change. Belichick could be the answer they're looking for. His ability to build championship-winning teams is unmatched. And let's be real, he's been the mastermind behind some of the greatest football teams we've ever seen. But there's more to this than just football. The Cowboys are a franchise with immense pressure to succeed, and Belichick thrives in high-stakes environments. He knows how to handle big personalities, big expectations, and the pressure of a fan base that's always hungry for a Super Bowl. With the Cowboys roster loaded with talent, especially on defense with Micah Parsons, adding Belichick could give them the push they need. But it's not just about X's and O's, it's about leadership. And that's where Belichick shines. He knows how to get the best out of his players. And when you've got talent like CeeDee Lamb and Trayvon Diggs, you need a coach who knows how to bring it all together. So, what's it going to be? Will Belichick stick with UNC, or will he be tempted by the bright lights of the NFL? It's one of the biggest questions in football right now. What do y'all think? Could Belichick make the Cowboys the team to beat? Or is he better off staying away from the NFL and working with UNC? Drop your thoughts below. Well, folks, if you've been following the Dallas Cowboys news, you know there's been plenty of buzz lately about the potential of Deion Sanders, aka Prime, taking over as the next head coach of the Cowboys. The man's got that swagger and leadership, and it's hard not to notice what he's done over at the University of Colorado. But here's the thing. The rumors are stirring up because Deion's son, Shiloh Sanders, plays for Colorado, and that's got some folks thinking maybe old Deion's looking to make a big jump into the NFL scene. Now, we've got to talk about why the speculation is harder to swallow than a glass of sweet tea on a hot day. First, there's that little matter of Dak Prescott. We all know Dak's a top-tier quarterback, and for the Cowboys to make a change, well, it'll take a whole lot of something special. It's hard to imagine a scenario where Jerry Jones would pull the trigger on that kind of move unless it's absolutely necessary. And let's not forget, the Cowboys ain't exactly swimming in cash right now. If they're going to make a coaching change, it might mean letting go of a lot more than just a few players. Even with all that, though, you can't deny the excitement of the thought of Deion taking the reins. He's breathed new life into Colorado. And if he were to get that call from Jerry, well, he could sure bring that same energy to the Cowboys. But as of now, it's all just rumors and wishful thinking. The fans, they're watching closely, and they're waiting for the next move from Jerry and the team. Now, turning the page to the Baltimore Ravens, there's some worry in Charm City about Zay Flowers, the rookie wide receiver who's been sidelined with an injury. No doubt, the Ravens have a stacked offense, and Lamar Jackson's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. But Zay's absence raises a few eyebrows. Fortunately, the Ravens haven't skipped a beat, with Lamar leading the charge. Mark Andrews and Rashad Bateman have been making waves on the field, picking up the slack and keeping that offensive momentum rolling. The recent win against the Steelers showed the Ravens are capable of handling adversity even without Flowers. The team's offensive unit hasn't missed a step. But the big question now is, how long will they manage without him? And how's that going to impact their strategy moving forward? The Ravens have proven they're tough, but there's always a concern when a key player like Flowers is out of the mix. Still, with Lamar calling the shots, they're looking strong. Now, let's dive deeper into what this all means for both teams. For the Cowboys, the Deion Sanders situation ain't just about a coaching change. It's about a shift in culture. We've seen it in Colorado, where Prime's impact has been undeniable. The Cowboys have always been a team of big personalities, but they're missing that X-factor leadership right now. Sure, they've got Dak, but a new head coach with that same energy could shake things up. Imagine Deion bringing his style to Dallas. His charisma and that fire he brings would be something else. Could that be the spark the Cowboys need to finally get over that playoff hump? We're all wondering. And as for the Ravens, Lamar's got the reins. And while Flowers' absence is a setback, it's hardly a death blow. Baltimore's got depth, and that's one of the reasons they've been successful for so long. But with a young star like Flowers on the rise, his recovery is key for their playoff hopes. The Ravens will be just fine in the short term, but their long-term success hinges on getting all their pieces back and firing on all cylinders when it counts. How long can they keep this up without him? Folks, you ain't going to believe the talk going on around the league these days. The future of Bill Belichick is stirring up quite a bit of buzz, especially when it comes to the NFL. Is he sticking with UNC, or is he fixing to come back to the pros? That's something fans are watching real close, and it's got everybody wondering where this legendary coach's next move is going to land. Now let's turn our attention to those Dallas Cowboys. They've been busy behind the scenes, and there's plenty of chatter about what the future holds for America's team. With the Cowboys looking to bounce back after a rough patch, there's a lot of anticipation about who's going to lead them. Could it be Deion Sanders, or is there someone else on the horizon? The NFL landscape is always shifting, and the Cowboys, as usual, are right in the middle of it all. And then you've got the Ravens rising like a storm with Lamar Jackson at the helm, adding even more intrigue to the mix. But back to our beloved Cowboys. Who's going to steer this ship? Let me tell you, that question's been making its rounds at every tailgate and bar across Dallas. Everyone's got an opinion, and the debate's far from over. But what do you think, Cowboys fans? Is Deion Sanders the right fit for this team, or do you see a new direction coming for the Cowboys? Now, that's a conversation we need to keep going. So, let me know what's on your mind. Now, folks, here's where it gets really interesting. When you think about the future of the Cowboys, it ain't just about the coaching staff. It's about the culture, the heart of the team, and how the next few years are going to shape up. The Dallas Cowboys have been through a lot recently, with high expectations, tough losses, and a fan base that's hungry for a championship. But here's the kicker. Change is always around the corner in the NFL. Look at the Ravens and their recent rise, led by Lamar Jackson. The Cowboys always got to find a way to tap into that same energy, that same passion if they want to make their mark in the league. Deion Sanders, with his flashy style and motivational presence, might be just what the Cowboys need to bring that spark. But will he mesh with the existing squad and the front office? That's a question only time will answer. And with all these rumors swirling, the future's looking mighty unpredictable. But one thing's for sure, the Cowboys are always at the center of it all. So, Cowboys fans, here's the big question I'm throwing out there. Who do you think should be the next coach? Do you feel like the Cowboys need someone like Deion Sanders to shake things up, or is there another name that's been flying under the radar? Drop your thoughts in the comments, give the video a like if you're all about the Cowboys, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Stick with us for the latest news and updates on your favorite team. Now, let's keep this conversation rolling in the comments section. Y'all's opinions matter more than ever right now.